Hello, we are from MeU Solutions. Today we are excited to release our newly invented product One2Explore, an exploratory testing tool. This is our innovative and creative product with high level of technology built in with data mining and AI technologies. One2Explore is a record-based tool to capture all test actions and relevant data for the web and mobile applications. It is easy for you to document your exploratory tests, capture and annotate screenshots, track bugs, visualize testing flows. It is undeniable to say about how efficient exploratory testing in Agile manner. However, this approach also shows several problems related to reproducing, which is controlled by enforcing some level of documentation on testers. Some problems and challenges you will encounter in exploratory testing as follows. We took these challenges into our innovative tool One2Explore with advanced technologies built in, data mining, and AI to exercise more efficiency and overcome challenges. It can help users be informed visually their product quality, reveal quality-related risks, and point out opportunity to improve their product quality. In addition, One2Explore is integrated into One2Test, a testing dashboard and context-driven testing planner as part of Testing Complete Solutions. I will introduce and share more information about One2Test at the end of this video. Today we will focus on One2Explore. Now it's time to show you how fantastic our new product is. One2Explore is specially designed for exploratory testing. It helps you optimize exploratory testing with simplified planning, documentation, and reporting. Your team can easily plan exploratory test sessions, automatically record test actions with annotated screenshots, and instantly share detailed results with the team. With these features, One2Explore can bring several benefits to your team, such as centralized test sessions, keep all your tests in one centralized location for everyone to access them easily, time saving, you focus the testing, and tool will handle the documentation, create test log, and track test environment for you automatically, including screenshots that you can annotate and share directly with the team. Collaborate better. Provide your teams with detailed steps to reproduce issues, robust documentation, generate highly detailed reports for auditing, training, and compliance, visualize the testing flow, graphing testing flows, and easy to compare your session to previous sessions that contain the same charter to determine differences in test coverage. Now it is time that we love to show how easy One2Explore works to you as a demo. I will start by opening my browser and heading to the site at meusolutions.com. I will test this website and use One2Explore to plan and track my exploratory testing, to do documentation and reporting as well. Then I'm going to run One2Explore from my desktop, and this is One2Explore. You can see this interface in the first place, and I'm prompted to log in. So I'll enter my username and password here so I can log in. Also note that this account will be created and managed via One2Test. Now that I'm logged in, you can see the list of projects that I joined. Also note that the projects will be created and managed via One2Test. From there, I can find the project and select it. For example, I select Project Amazon and then click on Select button, and you will be brought to Test Plan selection. Now that I'm in Amazon project and I have landed on my dashboard successfully, as you can see, One2Explore has two main modules. The first is Test Plan. This is where you can manage and organize the test objectives, such as testing goals, testing scope, test charters in your project. The second is Test Lab. This is where you can execute created test charters in Test Plan and manage the test session as well. On the left, in this main panel, you can right-click in blank space to create a new folder first. The folder name can be a name of feature, function, story, or whatever you want. You must create a folder first, and then inside that folder, you create test charter. You cannot create a new charter without inside a folder, because this way will help us group charters together. It is easy to manage the testing. Example, I create a new folder named Today's Deals to store all charters related to Today's Deals function. Generally, I categorize charters by product area and then enter a description for it. In the description, you can enter any information such as a recommendation or summary of the testing strategy will be carried out, list the deliverable elements of the test activities, identify the required resources, and provide an estimate of the test efforts, the feature that should be tested. Then I will create new charters under the Today's Deals folder. As you can see, we have to enter the summary and a description for the charter. The summary is a short sentence summary of what the session is designed to accomplish, and in description of new charter, you can describe the test environment, platform and versions, test harness, application areas covered, time frame, and list of tasks as part of the charter, or anything that needed to know or aware of when run the test session. Example, I create a charter as explore the Today's Deals feature to discover conditions or sequences that generate inaccurate result. And in the description, you might enter this: operating system, Windows 10, browser, Chrome, IE, Firefox, login functionality, strategy, function testing, strategy, functional analysis. Now we already defined test charters in the test plan. Let's move on to the test lab module to execute the test session. First, right-click on the project name to create a new cycle. A cycle is a period of time during which specific work has to be completed. In Agile testing, a cycle is equal to a sprint. Example, I create new cycle, sprint 1. After I created new cycle, sprint 1, right-click on this cycle to add the charters in test plan, which are applicable for this cycle. Choose multiple test charters you want to click add. I add Today's Deals charter into the test lab. If you want to run the charter in test lab, you must have the permission. That means you must be assigned to this charter. So right-click on Added Charter and assign the testers who are going to run execute charter. You can select one or more people to join this charter. The ability to add more than one tester to a session to make exploratory testing applicable for large-scale implementations. When you have permission to run the session chart name will be highlighted in green. With this feature, as assigned, testers are easy to manage their sessions. Now, you can create many sessions for a charter and run it. Under a session, you can create a flow or more in order to run this charter. Normally, one session will have one flow. We usually limit the scope of our tests in order to make it manageable, especially for unskilled testers, because the sheer function and non-function spectrum of your systems may be so complex that you get so easily lost in details. Stay within the scope, one session and one flow. But in some cases, you need to have several flows in a session. For instance, you have a session to explore the login feature, and that session needs to cover the functionality testing, performance testing, security testing. Hence, you will need a flow for functionality testing, one flow for performance testing, one flow for security testing. Another example, in paired testing, we need several testers to join the same session, so one tester will have their own flow. Hence, we will need to create a flow for a tester. To illustrate, I'm going to add two flows for two testers to explore the Today's Deals feature on Amazon website. Example, flow 1 is Sanjay and flow 2 is Tony. In flow description, after the end of session, it can be used to inform the next tester with information of part of the test charter that should be explored further, or it can also be used the person who used the session report for test automation purposes. Now everything is set up. I'm going to record the session for added charter. Login features. Firstly, I select flow 1 Sanjay under the charter explore the today's deals feature to discover condition or sequences that generate inaccurate results. And secondly, I go to the record application manager in setting and select the appropriate application that I want to explore to record. This ability allows us to select which applications are recorded. This prevents recording the interaction with unwanted applications. Example, someone checking Outlook in the middle of a session. This form lists all the running applications or processes in your operating system. In this demo, I'm going to choose to record Chrome application. Chrome must be already opened and select the event mouse click, which is the one that I want to explore to record. You can select key press if you want to explore to record all keyboard interactions as well beside the mouse click. Or you can select multiple applications such as Chrome, Firefox, Opera, and Microsoft Edge. You have to make sure that these applications are running. Then I'm going to click on OK to save setting for this session. Okay, we start now. On the main menu bar, there is a red button. I will click record button to start recording the session. Now you can see our test node assistant buddy is running at the bottom right corner transparently. It will not interfere with your testing, keep you focused on testing. Our session has a predetermined testing time box. It is set to 120 minutes by default. Time box is a period of uninterrupted testing like emails, meetings, or telephone calls, which can range anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple of hours. Hence, you can change 120 minutes to any value that is applicable for your testing. I will leave it as it is by default in this demo. Now I will open web page in Chrome that I want to test with selected charter, Amazon.com, and navigate to the today's deals page at the header. Let's look at our test node body. You can see the fields summary, description, and note. Summary. You can include the information about test setup, data, and suggested test methods techniques to be used in this session, or outline an overall test strategy approach to be used in this session charter. Description. This part, One2Explore will automatically capture the URL, the web page title. However, you can manually edit to include any information that you want. Note. It may be a short description of the bugs discovered during the session, or it is observation from the test that may be of interest or useful to the session owner, developers, or product owners. Let me do a demo for this. First, I enter a summary as I tested today's deals page and focus mostly on the lightning deals filter. Second, I press enter to move to description field. I will leave it alone and keep the default value there. Finally, press enter to move to the note section. Example, I take note as error message is incorrect. As you see, note taking with One2Explore is very easy and effective. Now, given that the time is out and we need to end the test session, just simply click on Stop button on the note taking button. And your test data in this session will be saved in the test lab already. If you want to annotate on the screenshot that contains the bugs such as add commentary, text, images, and effects to highlight issues, you can select your flow Sanjay and click on the step number that contains your bug notes and double click on image name to view the recorded image and review any recorded data such as URL, summary, descriptions, and notes. Now let us look at the top left corner. There's an image editor button there. You can click on the edit button and then can add commentary, text, images, and effects to highlight issues you want. Another advantage of the tool is that it can link to Jira through bug IDs to generate statistics and generate reports for the project on One2Test. Now, we would like to introduce a new feature of One2Explore, that is graphing feature, built in with advanced technologies, data mining, and AI. When running an exploratory testing session, you can invite multiple testers, and each tester takes different paths, scenarios, test cases in order to diversify your approach for testing. Last but not least, with the graphing feature, you can compare your sessions to previous sessions that contain the same charter to determine differences in test coverage. And you can visualize the testing flows that run by testers, and it can make a comparison between the executed testing flows to show us the discrepancy based on the captured data. We can view and identify the effectiveness in flow testing between testers, provide an insight into the product quality both graphically and statistically. An analysis of the collected data can be used to identify the opportunities and improvement for your product. That brings us to run a new session for the login feature. Example, I will run with the flow 2 Tony, which I created before. Then I will compare the flow 1 Sanjay and flow 2 Tony together. Let's record the flow 2. Well, as you can see, this is our graph, and color gray represents the common steps, which was the login to google.com and then navigating to Amazon. And then we search for the product. As you see here, the same horizontal level, you'll see the common step, which was searching for the product and listing them. The yellow represents the flow where we clicked on the buy it now and checked out as a guest, and the green represents the flow where we added the product to the shopping cart, we viewed the cart, and then we checked out as a guest from the shopping cart. As you see, the green flow had extra number of steps. Let's find out why we don't have a common step at the end of the flows. The reason is that in the URL, the session ID is different, so they are considered as two different pages. Otherwise, both of them should have become a gray step, which is common for both. Graphing feature will help our testers a lot. Help us compare current sessions to previous sessions that contain the same charter to determine differences in test coverage. Can view clearly what our testers did in the session visually. Would you like to try this special feature? I guess all the testers love to try it too. Now, I would like to share a little bit about One2Test. We will have another demo for this tool. One2Test is a testing dashboard and context-driven testing planner. It provides a clear, concise direction, perform analysis of exploratory testing efficiency, and make informed decisions with a picture. Among the session metrics, which serve to give a representation of the status of systems, including number of sessions completed, number of issues found, functionality covered, percentage of session time spent setting up for testing, percentage of session time spent testing, percentage of session time spent investigating problems, and a lot more. That's all for our One2Explore demo today. In the conclusion, we would like to recap what you saw. Manage your test mission, test charter, and test sessions in one place. Smart record. Intelligent capture technology tracks all interactions from the testing session. Capture notes during your session. Automatically capture the screenshot. Annotate directly on your screenshot. add commentary, text, images, and effects to highlight issues, submit bug directly to Jira with the captured data such as a screenshot, test logs, test environment, easy to export test report in HTML or Excel format, automatically track your testing flow and visualize your test flows in a graphic format, use new technologies, data mining and AI. Tool can run on both desktop and mobile environment. If you want to know more about our company or products, you can find our address, email address, and phone number in contact page. MeUSolutions.com, contact us. That brings me to the end of our demo today. Thanks for your time to watching our video.